What's up YouTube, Venny here, and today we're going to be doing the top 10 gem defenders. What are going to be like the most sweaty and overpowered defenders and what you guys might not know about going into FIFA 21. Obviously the players' prices will vary probably between a lower to probably a medium range player. We're not looking at the players like the Varane and Van Dijks here. We're looking at players maybe what's gone under the radar for some of you guys and are going to be beastly players who you guys need to pick up into it. If you are new around here, hit the subscription button, hit the notification bell. We're going to be trying to do as much content as possible over on my main channel and my second channel, which is also in the description. If you want to know what's on the second channel, it's squad builders and also a Road to Glory and Draft to Glory once FIFA 21 is fully out, and on this channel it's going to be more based around the pro player stuff. But yeah, if you are new around here, hit that subscription button. But let's get into the top 10 defenders. Right, up first we're going to go up with Mourinho. A lot of these players, as I did mention in the intro, are probably at a cheaper rate and over the game. The other players who may be a little bit more expensive will definitely come down. The idea of obviously the gem, most sweaty, overpowered players are like people you might not think straight off the bat, but also like, okay, this guy looks ridiculous, so let me try and get him into my team. There was some players who I did look at and I was thinking, yeah, he looks really good, but it was ridiculously hard to link. Maybe actually I can show you that player real quickly. For me, I don't really know any links what you can do for him, but I'll just quickly go over. His name is Clinton Mata. He plays for Club Brugge in obviously the Belgium league with 82 pace, 77 dribble, 77 defending, 81 physical and 70 passing. If you can figure a way to link him, let me know in the comments, because obviously I could probably build a squad builder around him because he is looking unreal. But let's get into the players who I have listed. And up first we're going to go with Syria. I would say that we're going over the main leagues here. We've gone Syria, League One, Premier League, La Liga and Bundesliga. They are the like top 5 really when we're looking at these obviously starter teams and just building our teams in general, even when we have a bigger budget. And there's only one player really in the Syria who's like that hidden gem. All the others, obviously the main players like your Bonucci, Chiellini, De Ligt and that. But I actually think the Syria defenders, like centre-backs, are not very good this year. We've got Mourinho and also Romanogli, but he's not made it in the top 10. But Mourinho has. So I thought I'd mention him. Obviously 74 pace, 59 passing, 64 dribbling, 76 defending, 79 physical, 2-star skills, 3-star weak foot, 6 foot height. I just needed to add a Syria player in here, to be honest, he's the one with the most pace out of all the centre-backs as well, at a cheaper price. So I added him in Mourinho. Nothing crazy, I'll be totally honest with you. He's just a standard centre-back really, especially for early game. But I'm sure he will be able to do the job at the start of the game. So definitely look out to bring in Mourinho into your Serie A teams if that's the way you're going for. Obviously Colombia, so maybe there is some ways you can add maybe some Colombian players around him. I'm not really too sure which sweaty players are Colombian that you could do. Maybe a strong link into Cuadrado. But up next we're going to go to the Bundesliga. Maybe, you know, the Bundesliga have so many options. Obviously we've got the main two, Kohlstrom, Upamecano, Canute and stuff like that. They've got so many centre-backs, but I thought I'd just add in a couple here. Obviously them players who I did mention, definitely worth noting to have into your team, but I just wanted to give you guys some different options out there. There's this lad here, Tatsoba, but also there's another guy who plays for Gladbach who's also a really good option, especially for your triangles with, I think he's Swiss, so you can do a triangle of the centre-back, Mbabu, and Zakaria, or Zaka I like to call him. So yeah, if you're looking to maybe do a triangle, that could be a perfect option for you guys. But let's get into Tabsoba, another Bundesliga sweaty defender, coming in at 6'4", 3-star weak foot, 2-star skills, 74 pace, 63 passing, 63 dribbles, 78 defending, 78 physical. Of course, as I mentioned, these are like your sweaty, most overpowered players, and Tabsoba obviously brings that to you guys. So definitely recommend picking up this guy if you wanted to just try out maybe some different players apart from, you know, the obvious of Canute and Upamecano and so on. Tabsoba could definitely give you an option, especially being at Leverkusen. Maybe there's some sweaty players if you want to add in there. Like if you do like a 3-5-2, maybe you put Leon Bailly as the left mid or Bellarabi on the right and do, you know, have that sort of link come in there. Who knows? That's obviously an option. We don't know what formations are going to be good in FIFA 21 yet. A lot of these players are centre-backs, but I'm going to throw in a right-back here and there, maybe a left-back if I can think any. My list actually is all centre-backs because I completely forgot about right-backs and left-backs when it comes to defenders, but I do know a couple off the top of my head which I will mention. And you know what? I'll probably add them in right now. We'll start off with the right-back. Sergiano Dest, I think that is his name. 87 pace, 71 passing, 79 dribbles, 67 defending, 63 physical. He's had a big pace upgrade, I believe, this year. Obviously, the gold card as well. He's currently at Ajax, but apparently it's a really strong link, and it's going to basically happen. He's either going to Barcelona or Bayern Munich, which obviously will make him probably more expensive. But also, you know, you're going to be able to link him with a lot better players. So look out for that. If he goes to the La Liga or the Bundesliga, he's definitely going to be probably one of your main options. Especially, I think if he goes to La Liga, he's the best right back after a couple of upgrades. But Bundesliga, there's a few options with Mbabu and stuff like that. Talking about Mbabu, we'll quickly go over him. Obviously, Des, we don't know about his skills on weak foot yet, but 5'7", he's quite a small defender, but he will be very pacey and, you know, useful for that that right back spot. Into the other right back spot, we've got Mbabu, 89 pace, 69 passing, 73 dribbling, 74 defending, 81 physical, 6'4", just an all-round brute of a right back for you guys to pick up. Obviously, a great option. But yeah, obviously, me adding these right backs and left backs is obviously a bit more than 10, but yeah, I completely forgot about that. The right back and left backs considered as defenders, but that is how it goes. But yeah, Mbabu, great option for you, 3-star, 3-star. It's going to be an absolute beast. And as I said, there's a lot of ways you can link this guy, especially with the Bundesliga being one of the main leagues for starter teams. Left backs, obviously, another Bundesliga player. I think Bundesliga just is like the go-to really when it comes to sweaty starter team hidden gem players. Roussillon, obviously you've got Roussillon, Schulz, and also Alphonso Davies as the left back options, but I think Roussillon is going to go under the radar a lot. So I've mentioned him, 3-star skills, 3-star weak foot, left foot, 5'9", load of pace about him, just going to be an all-round great left back. And if I can think of another left back option for you guys, obviously we've just gone over Roussillon, who is a French left back. I think we've got quite a few good French left backs here. Hernandez, 92 pace, 73 passing, 77 dribbles, 74 defending, 77 physical. 3-star weak foot, 3-star skills, just a pacey left back. I think a lot of people know about these left backs already, but you know, just sort of giving you guys information out here that obviously these guys are still going to be very good. Comes at 6 foot. It's going to be a solid option. Gives you a lot of creativity options as well because of him being French and also Syria, so you can do sort of like a French Bundesliga, Syria, whatever you need link, because there's so many French players linked out everywhere. And also talking about French left backs, obviously we've got Kamara as well, somebody who I rate probably pretty highly coming into this FIFA, mainly because I think a lot of times in League One we've struggled to actually have decent left backs until team of season comes around. Kamara obviously gives us that option from early on game. He comes at 5'6", so he's like Jordi Alba sort of style player, obviously without the stats what Jordi Alba comes with, but he's still a very pacey, good dribbling, decent enough defended at the start of the year left back for you guys. Staying on the League One theme, as now we've gone through the left back and right back extra sort of picks for you guys. We're going to go back to the centre backs because, as I said, had a complete brain fart really when it comes to defenders. Dialo, though, 75 pace, 69 dribbles, 79 defending, 80 physical, 63 pace. League One have quite a few decent sweaty centre backs. Dialo being one, Kimpembe being another, and there's also Dialo, who I will mention after Dialo. But obviously, just a great all-round player. 6 foot. Just another sweaty option. This is just really me just sort of emphasising the players who are going to be decent probably at the start of the game. Be very cheap, but also you're going to get a decent performance out there. And as I mentioned, another player from League One, Dialo, probably the best pick out of the bunch really when it comes to League One players. Obviously, very decent height, 6'2", 75 pace, 71 passes, 76 dribbling, 78 defending, 76 physical. So very decent dribbling. He's got really decent agility for obviously a cheaper 78 rated player. He's going to be a great option for you guys when you're building your teams. Definitely recommend trying to maybe bring him into your team wherever possible. But yeah, great option once again. Let's get into the Premier League right now. Another league which has a lot of options really when it comes to defenders. At the end of the day, there's a lot of decent centre backs, a lot of pacey defenders. Obviously, we got Bailly, we got Sanchez, also Nathan Ake, who I will mention in this, and then also the main guy, who I think is probably going to be a hidden, but he's not really hidden gem anymore. I think a lot of people know about him, but Joe Gomez, who's also going to be mentioned in this video. But Eric Bailly, 74 pace, 58 passing, 63 dribbling, 79 defending, 79 physical, 6'1". He's always a sweaty centre back on FIFA. He's always going to be just one of them sweaty early card game. I think last year it was about 12k, and I think that was a decent price for him at the start. I think he might have had more pace, and his pace is sort of slowly going down, but great option for you guys to add into your team. As I was mentioning about the French league, you know, and like the French national, there's so many ways you can do this team. So, for example, left back we got Theo Hernandez, covers the Syria. Then in centre back you have Dialo or Upamecano or Canute, and then you also have Kunde, I believe how you say his name, in the La Liga. There's just so many different leagues, sort of avenues you can go with it. I think that's why a lot of people like going the French route early on. But Canute coming in here, 5'10", at a slight, he's definitely smaller than your general centre back, but decent pace, decent dribbling, very good defending, and decent physical. So he'll be a solid option if you can't afford Carlos. So we'll talk about Carlos, as I've just mentioned him there, as I think a lot of people, and I mean a lot of people, are going to be going for him. Where is he there? 83 rated this year, been decently upgraded, 77 pace, 63 passing, 68 dribbling, 82 defending, 83 physical. A lot of people obviously used his team of the season card last year and knew how good he is, and obviously him getting this upgrade this year, I think he's going to be in a lot of people's radars for the early game, and I think he's going to be fairly expensive. 4-star weak foot as well, it's always a nice little bonus with your centre backs, especially if their passing's low. It just means they're a little bit more reliable with both feet compared to if they had a 2 or 3-star weak foot with poor passing, because they'll be losing the ball quite often. But yeah, that is another option for you guys. Of course, back to the Premier League here, we've got Nathan Ake. As I hit the caps lock, as I mentioned, they've got a lot of options in the Prem with Ake, Bailly, Gomez, Sanchez, whatever you do prefer to have. 74 pace, 70 passing, 72 dribble, 81 defending, 76 physical, 5'11", as I mentioned with Kounde. Slightly smaller than your general centre back, but still will be very good. I believe he was very good at the start of last year, actually, as the game was sort of developed on. He sort of came out of favour, but he's decent on the ball as well, good agility as well. Something that's what a lot of people don't realise is quite decent to have on a centre back. Is quite a nice bonus thing. Obviously, you want that pace and defending, but if they can pass at a decent rate and also have decent agility, it means they're okay on the ball and they're not going to feel too clunky and not too stiff. So Ake obviously gives us that option. Back to the Bundesliga here, as I mentioned, there's loads of options, but I feel like this guy has to be mentioned when it comes to your hidden gem centre backs. Kohlstrom here, 84 pace, 71 dribble, 82 defending, 77 physical, and also 66 passing, worth mentioning. Of course, he's probably the fastest centre back in the game. Well, no, that's not right, because there's no power and stuff like that. One of the fastest centre backs in the top 5 leagues, let me say that. 6'2" as well. I believe he was like a right back or a left back in previous years. Obviously, this year he's been moved into the centre back role, and he's just looking unbelievable. And as I mentioned, there's so many different Bundesliga sweaty players you can build your team around. He's definitely worth you looking to build your team around and get him in, because obviously, as you can mention, for example, as a perfect triangle, you've got Kohlstrom, Upamecano, and then a guy called Lema in midfield, who will be in the hidden gems of midfielders. Just so you know, this is episode 1 of my top 10 hidden gems. Obviously, going to do defenders, midfielders, and attackers. So watch out for them. They'll be coming out in the next couple days for you guys, leading into FIFA 21. And then the final player, obviously, as I mentioned, we did more than 10 just because I had to add the right backs and left backs in. That was something, I made a mistake there. But Joe Gomez, 82 pace, 66 passing, 70 dribble, 83 defending, 8 physical, 6'2". He's basically going to be Van Dijk 2.0. He's obviously not going to be as good as Van Dijk, but I think he's going to be very, very good. You know, he's got that height, and in game last year, he had a similar Van Dijk build, not as glitchy as Van Dijk, but he was still a very solid option. So I definitely recommend picking up Joe Gomez. Obviously, he's going to be quite expensive at the start of the game, because people will be looking to try and get him in as early as possible, whilst his price probably will rise as the game goes on, because people will be noticing he's actually really good and he's in Premier League English. Make sure you'll be able to link to Kyle Walker, Trent, whoever you want to use, and also all the Liverpool guys as well. So Joe Gomez is obviously the number 1 pick. Definitely recommend picking him up for your team. But yeah, 3-star, 6'2". This is the guy to get. If end game, well, not end game, but like middle of the year game, Joe Gomez, Van Dijk, you'll be seeing it a lot on your screen, and it's going to be a pain to play against. But that'll be it for me, guys, for this video, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed it. As I mentioned, there is going to be a couple more of these coming out in the next couple of days, covering the midfielders and the attackers, but also more FIFA 21 content coming out as the game is released. And of course, maybe do some pack openings, maybe some real life content might be coming very shortly as well on this channel. But if you are new, or even if you aren't new and you just haven't hit that subscription button, that'd be much appreciated. Let me know in the comments if I've missed any sweaty defenders who you guys are looking to build your team around. But that'd be it from me. Don't forget to leave a like, comment and subscribe. Peace.